Hey there everyone, Luke here, and just want to say one very quick thing before we get into talking about the trips this week. Really had fun talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! With Ann Arbor on Control Chaos's channel. Go and check out that video. And also, next week, well, this week coming, we'll be doing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Style video in the same style of what we did last week for this week. So look forward to that. Now, with this chapter, there is something interesting that I spotted in this chapter, which has sparked quite a bit of debate in the fandom between different fans, because I've seen it on other people. Other people have spotted this, but we'll get into it when we get into it. For now, let's just talk about the chapter. Alright, so this will be chapter 178, titled Anti-Futaba. So I guess we're going along with the naming scheme with the chapters, because we had a couple of chapters ago we had Uncle Karicho, now we've got Anti-Futaba. So what, at like chapter 108 are we going to get like Uncle Shinzo? Is that going to be the title of the chapter? I am calling it right now, chapter 180, Uncle Shinzo. Now, I might be wrong, but one of those chapters is definitely going to be called that, in the same way that we're going to have Anti-Shion, Uncle Keigo, and Uncle Nano. We're going to get them all. I think we're going to get them all of this. But yeah, so the chapter starts off pretty much from the end of the last chapter, where we have Alpha and Hiyofumi basically arriving at the room, and they're greeted by Futaba, who's there, just getting everything unpacked and settling in and being like, it's a relief knowing you're in the same room with the stiffest security in the whole school. If I had to nitpick anything, it's close to my dumb brother's room, but it is what it is. Yeah, Futaba, you and Karicho, despite getting along very well, she's not going to put up with his crap, and it would be quite awkward if he being in the room when all she can hear is just like, Mutsumi, how much I love her and everything like that. So yeah, I can see where she's coming from here. And of course, Alpha and Hiyofumi are just like, who is this person? Like, do we know them? Like, she looks kind of familiar. She was on the white poster. But of course, Hiyofumi being Hiyofumi is just like, wait, something I wasn't interested in, like, just blocked out of my mind. It's like, so anyway, who are you? And this is where we get like just crazy things going in Hiyofumi. It's like, this is more of a Hiyofumi chapter than getting more reintroduced to Futaba. I mean, we do get reintroduced to her and kind of get her perspective on what her dynamic with the siblings is going to be, but it's more focused on Hiyofumi and being basically as creepy as Karicho, but we'll get into that when we get into it. So she starts thinking about all the possibilities of it being like a stranger in their room is in the room. If Hiyofumi doesn't know her, then Alpha must know her, which means and Hiyofumi jumps to the conclusion of like, Alpha, when did you bring a woman? When did you bring a woman into your room? And Alpha's just like, don't say it like that. It's too easy to take that the wrong way. And I'm just like, you're 4 years old, guys. Like, what have Taiyo Musubi been showing you guys? So yeah, Alpha is like, oh yeah, I remember who this person actually is. She's our auntie. She was on the wanted poster. Did you forget? Did you get Hiyofumi? Like, she was on the wanted poster. This is our auntie, and Hiyofumi was like, wait, our auntie's a little girl. And it's just like, Futaba, you're gonna have to really talk to her. Just be like, yes, I know. I'm not sure than others, but I am actually one of the oldest of the Yozakura siblings. But of course, here, Futaba being Futaba is just like, saying that I look younger than I actually, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know. If it was sort of like Karicho saying that, you could imagine what kind of reaction she would give. She'd be like taking no prisoners in that case. But she formally introduced herself. Yes, I am Futaba. I'm your mama's big sister. So starting today, I'm gonna help train you two. It's very nice to meet you. And this is something that they're just like, wait a minute, train us? And then Futaba like, yeah, you want to join the mission, don't you? So I'm here to be the first obstacle for you guys. You've got to get past me and get my permission first to fill out all the stamps on this. And in that case, that means training. So Futaba as well is just like, okay, since we're starting this training, we've got to go with a schedule. Like, most important rule of any form of training, you gotta have the schedule. You gotta have the schedule, because if you go off the schedule, then you get distracted by other things, and I'm being a massive hypocrite here, because like, yeah, we have a schedule in place, but then things get distracted and they tend to take on the back burner. But no, Futaba, it's just being like, no, we are sticking to this schedule right here and right now, and here's how you'll be spending your time, the classes you should be taking, the skills you should be learning, and putting together it so that it's the perfect school schedule for you guys, because as of this day, you are officially students at this academy, so you're going to be adhering to a schedule. And my daughter for an older brother has always been busy, so I'm the one who's basically doing all the training here, even though Koichiro is probably going to be the last person who's going to be training Hiyofumi and Alpha. It's probably going to go Futaba, then Shinso, then Shio, then Keigo, then Nano, all circumventing back to Koichiro, considering he is the principal and he is the top dog, so it's gonna that task is going to be the most difficult for them too. Now, this is the moment that I was talking about in the introduction of what people are being confused about, and it's the line here from Futaba where she says, "There, that does it for my speech as the oldest sibling of the 9th generation." Now, notice how she says the 9th generation. Now, that is confusing on a number of situations. Let's go back. Let's go back to chapter 2 of the series. So we'll get it up here when it comes up. So let's see here. So yeah, in chapter 2 we have Koichiro blowing up Tayo's house. Yeah, just go along with it. Yeah, here we go. Musume is the Yozakura clan's 10th head of the household. So therefore, naturally, we're assuming that this whole generation of the Yozakuras, it's, unless I don't know. Does this mean I get? Oh wait. Now that I actually think about it, and Red Dragon Emperor, who he actually brought this up to me, and a certain other Yozakura fan, I'm not mentioning them by name. So maybe it's a case of like, okay, Tsubumi was the first head of the Yozakuras, but the generations of Yozakuras didn't actually start coming in until her daughter. So even though her daughter was the second head of the Yozakuras, the entire generation of Yozakura families from her, like the children that she produced were the first generation of Yozakuras, and then it would be like the third head. The children that they produce is the second generation, and so on and so forth. So even though Mutsumi is the 10th head, the generation that has been produced for it is, no wait, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense as well. Like, I was trying to rationalize this, but no, Musumi's generation should be the 10th. Yeah, this is why it's so confusing. I don't know, guys. Can you make heads and tails out of this? Like, what does Futaba mean by this one, that 9th generation, since they're meant to be the 10th generation, because Mutsumi is the 10th head of the Yozakura? Like, Party Dreams, if you can figure this riddle out, that would be great. Unless it's just a typo on the manga's end, because some people have been saying like, well, this has happened before, but again, this is just so baffling right here. Just this one line just overshadows everything in the chapter. It's just like, seriously, make up your mind. Is it the 10th generation? Is it the 9th generation? Is Mutsumi the 9th and 10th? Make up your mind. All that confusion aside, after Futaba is just like, okay, that's the position I've got as the oldest sister of the 9th, 10th generation, whatever. Now I can finally be what I am truly here to be, which is the greeting that I'm going to give you to as your aunt. And this is where, like Koichiro, she gives observations of Alpha and Hiyofumi by basically saying, oh, you're just like Tayo, you're just like Mutsumi. I can already tell you've inherited the family talents. I can hardly wait to watch you two grow. But you know what? The most important thing is that you both be happy and healthy. Everything else takes a back seat to that. So treating it a lot differently from Koichiro, whereas Koichiro was more full on here. Futaba's being a lot more nourishing and a lot more nuanced and being basically the motherly figure when their mother's not around, like kind of like an auntie, basically being like what an auntie should be there. It's like, okay, your mother's not around. I'm responsible for you too, so I'm gonna treat you exactly the same way that you would want to be treated by your mother. Way different from your uncle. I think this is Futaba's way of just saying we're not all like that guy over there. So there are your aunts and uncles for the most part are gonna love you in a very loving way, and they're not gonna like psychologically torment you like your oldest uncle. And she goes on to say, even if you aren't as powerful, even if you aren't as smart, it's okay. You two are precious, just the way you are. And I love that. I love the supportive nature that Futaba is giving them as well, because it's like, listen, we know, especially for Hiyofumi, this is like great lesson for Hiyofumi, which is like, listen, you don't have to follow the Yozakura family roots just because we're all part of it. You can go out, make your own decisions, and this might actually lead to a theory that I've had for quite a while. Some members of the Yozakura, some of the branch members of the Yozakura family, chose to, I don't want to be part of the spy family, and leave. Like, they've left the family and gone out and done their own things, and the family is obviously most of the family is obviously supported by that. Like, you can do your own things, we'll still be generally supported by you. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind, because we might actually be getting the other siblings of the other generations of the Yozakura family. We might actually be getting that based on what Futaba is actually saying here. She goes on and says, I know you are all excited to join the operation, but if you decide you don't want to do it after all, that's fine. Just come and tell us, let us know. Nobody will be mad about you. No matter what path you choose to take, your family will support you in every way. And Hiyofumi was just like, oh, auntie, that's nice. I'm still not going to change my mind, and whenever I do something, I'll do it. So I love, because that's like kind of trying to subvert us, just like, oh, maybe Hifumi's not going to do it. No, she's still gonna do it. And Futu is just like, is that so? Glad to hear it. But I feel like she's in back of her mind, it's just like, really, I was trying to get them out of this situation, but what can you do? And she's probably going to put them through. Well, we do see flashes of her putting them through the ringer, but for Hiyofumi, I think she's going to be like, oh, you really want to be part of this mission? Are you sure? Well, it's not going to be easy, so bring it on as best you can. But before that, she starts to be like getting into her like nurturing positions. It's like, anyway, let me get your own souvenirs. Do you like sweets? And here was like, yay, both me and Alpha love sweet things, right, Alpha? And Alpha at this point, because of just how nurturing and caring Futaba has been in comparison to Creature, is just acting so nervous around her. Like, he doesn't know how to react to her. Like, yeah, right, yeah, but I still don't really feel like you are an auntie to me. And there are people like that who don't see like their extended family as like their extended family. They see them as like something different. Like some people, even though they have cousins, they will probably not see them as cousins and probably see them as like, oh, okay, big sister, big brother. It's like, no, I'm your cousin. No, to me, you are a brother and a sister. And this is what I feel Alpha is being with Futaba. Like, he's not seeing her as an auntie. He's seeing her as like the big sisterly figure that he can have, that is separate from the brother complex sister that Hiyofumi is. I feel like that's kind of what Alpha is seeing here. Like, this is the sister I've always wanted, and it's just not right for me to call her auntie. Kind of like another way you see it as well, like when you see your old teachers outside of school and all of that. It's kind of weird to start calling them by the first name for the first while after seeing them after school. It's just like sometimes you still call them Miss. I do that sometimes with some of my old teachers. Like, it just feels not right to call them like that, and that's what I feel Alpha is doing here. But also at the same time, I love what his little like twirly thing at the top of his head does here. Rather than it being like a spiral right now, it turns into a love art. Like, he's getting really infatuated by Futaba, like, not like it's just like, oh, this is the kind of sibling that I've always wanted. And And Futaba's just like, Galmon has a sale on children's toys. Try this on. And he says, okay, I mean, big sis Futaba. And Futaba's just like, what is this about the big? Just call me auntie. And like he says, yeah, but it feels so weird to say. To say that, which some people are kind of like that. And hey, if Alpha wants to call Futaba big sister as opposed to auntie, he should be allowed to. But anyway, Futaba's like, hey, Hifumi, you like red light, and I hear you like blue, Alpha. And Alpha is just like, yeah, I like blue, but Hifumi is just seeing exactly through this whole charade right now. She's not saying anything, but she's kind of like getting gears turning in her head of like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, she's not your big sister. I'm your big sister. Wait, is Alpha the younger sibling? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I looked it up. So let me get it up. Come on, Alpha Yozakura. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Alpha Yozakura. Pretty sure he was the younger one out of the two of them. Yeah. He is the younger one out of the two of them. So yeah, not Futaba. Hifumi is just like, wait a minute, big sister Futaba? No, that's not how it goes. Like, I'm the big sister, Alpha. You're the only one who could call me big sis. I'm the only one who you could call big sis. Like, she's your auntie. And but of course, Alpha is having is not really paying attention to this. Like, he's just so enraptured in what his aunt is doing, and just like, oh, your preference, your socks looses too. I asked Mutsumi what size and where you wear, and knitted you some, and. Alpha's just like, oh, well, thanks. My confidence focus dropped by 20% if my socks are too tight. And Alpha's just like this in front of his face, just like, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Alpha? And this was something like, oh, he doesn't see me. Alpha, what happened? And of course, as Alpha and Futaba are having their conversation, Alpha was just like, oh, well, I know this look. That's the look Alpha gets when he's in little fish books, maths books. Fish books, maths books. If Alpha really likes something, that's how he looks right now. Yeah, Anti-Futaba is super nice, but that's fast. No. Thinking it's gonna help at this rate, Alpha Side is gonna go really far away. I miss him away. Like, yeah, someone is jelly right now, but yeah, Hifumi, you're always going to be his big sister. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? She's the spitting image of Koricho in every way. Like, she's going to be like, don't care if it's family or not. Nobody's taking my position away from me as the big sister Alpha. And as Futaba starts to put on the socks, starts to try and get the socks on Alpha, Hilfer's just like, no, wait, I'll put the socks on for you. But of course, as she does this, she ends up hurting Alpha, and this only makes things 10 times worse, because as soon as he gets hurt, he goes over to Futaba, as Futaba's is like, most people would say boys shouldn't cry, but you're still a child, so it's perfectly okay to cry. Crying is an actual part of being a child. And he's just like, oh, big sis, and this is just like getting Hifumi really pissed off at this point. It's like, stop calling that woman big sis, stop calling that woman big sis. It didn't, and she's like, oh, it didn't work. Auntie is too awesome. Everything I try just makes Alpha go further away. And this way, Hifumi was just like, Auntie, can you just give me the stamp already so that we can get out of here? And wait, where did this come from all of a sudden? The stamp can come later. First you need to train, and when you're ready, we'll spar. If you can beat me, I'll give you my stamp. But yeah, Futaba is not going to go easy on Hifumi. I feel like she's going to kind of catch on to the fact, oh, okay, yeah, she is jealous, but I need to put this kid in her place and realise, like, yeah, if you really want to protect Alpha and you can't beat someone like me, then yeah, you're really gonna have a struggle. I feel like that's gonna be like the mission for Hifumi to kind of like learn in this situation. Like, if you can't protect Alpha from even being around someone else that he sees as a big sister, what chance have you got in protecting him overall? And she continues on and says, "It's kind of a fight. I'll go easy on you, so He'll film is just like, oh, so if we fight and I win, you'll give your stamp." And she's just, and Futaba's like, yeah, that's right. And he'll film is like, okay, thanks. So now fight me right now so that I can beat you and get the stamp, and then we can get out of here. And that Futaba's just like, wait, did you hear a word I said? And this where Alpha starts coming and being like, Hirofumi, what are you saying? You're being so rude to big sister Futaba right now. And she's like, but I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to do things so that we can get all these stamps right away. Honestly. And Futaba's just like, okay, now you two, it's okay. I'm sure Hirofumi has her reasonings. There's no reason to rush this though. Besides, Alpha, you do tend to worry yourself too much over what others are doing. It's okay for you to relax and take it. Yeah, that's something Alpha needs to overcome as well. Like, Hirofumi's got her own issues to get over, of just the fact, like, you can be away from Alpha and he can be alright, whereas Alpha pretty much needs to learn a lesson that I need to learn all the time, which is like, you can just relax, chill out, and stop worrying yourself too much about what others think or what others are doing. That's something I always need to learn myself, because I do tend to get worried about what others are doing and saying right now, and it can kind of lead to some anxiety with my autism coming out as well. So I can totally relate to that. Like, sometimes I just need to be like, okay, chill out, relax, and just take it easy. And of course, Hirofumi, of course, Futaba having some idea of like what her niece and nephew are like, are just like, hey, I've got your favourite treat here. It's an apple pie, and so have some relax, and I'll put some tea on. And of course, Hirofumi again, she's like getting like, oh, stop it, auntie, stop being so awesome and taking my brother away. Before she can even start to think about like, oh, I've got to beat my auntie. It's the only way I can get out of this situation. She's just like, Hirofumi, Taigi's chestnut yogurt jelly. I heard it's your favourite. Come over here. And of course, Hirofumi cannot resist that. So whilst they're all chunking on their food, they're just like, yeah, it's kind of good, even though I don't want to admit that, but oh God, I love this food, auntie. And she's at this point, they're just Futaba's just like, glad to hear it. And this where we get back into Hirofumi's mind, and she's like, auntie is just too strong. She's doing all our favourite things one after another, but I know Alpha better than she does. I'm not gonna let her beat me. So again, Hirofumi, calm down, because there is no way you are gonna beat Futaba at this point. Even after some training with her, I doubt you're gonna beat her. But obviously you're gonna get her stamp at some point. As we get into a montage of her actually demonstrating Futaba actually demonstrating her ability to the twins, and just being like a little effort to get every last speck of dust, and this where Hirofumi, not Hirofumi, too many names in this. Like, I'm just getting so excited because you can tell Futaba is my favourite character. I've said this before, but Futaba is my favourite character. I liked her introduction where she's just like, oh, you're attacking that boy, Kiricho, picks him up by the tie and just slams him into a desk. Like, I love that. It's about Futaba the moment she was introduced. But yeah, so as she's training them, we see Hirofumi actually trying to get one up her on the training. She throws fires at them whilst Alpha is burning. Hirofumi's using her gas mask and putting out the fires. She brings in clothes and stationery and books for Alpha to enjoy. And she's like, "Wow, all in one instant." And Hirofumi's like, "I've bought your favorite fish for you, and I'll put them in an encyclopedic order." And Alpha's just like, "Put those things back right now." As we get Futaba just basically overshadowing Hifumi in every single way, right down to cooking, and to relaxing, and even when it comes to bedtime, when they're all falling asleep together, and she's just like, get a good night's rest. I know this isn't your home and your parents aren't here, but do your best. Do you think you'll be able to sleep? And Alpha is just like, yes, I can sleep here now that I'm with you, big sis Futaba. And yeah, and Futaba's just like, at this point she's just like, you know what? Fine, I'm big sis Futaba to my nephew. So do you want me to sing you a lullaby? And he's just like, he's just like, please. And Hifumi is just like, not for it. He's just like, what do I do? What do I do? I've tried to throw everything I know about that, but tomorrow is our first official day of school, and now I can't sleep right now because of the things that Auntie Futaba has been doing. She is really amazing. I've never seen Alpha like it. Look to that relaxed around her anyone but Papa and Mama. She said she was the oldest sibling, right? So that she raised Mama and her other brothers and sisters. She had to be really great big sister, which is kind of like why Alpha has sort of like seen her as that big sister type figure, because she's pretty much been the mother figure to the Yozakura siblings, whilst also being a sibling herself. Yeah, she's pretty much been the matriarchy of the Yozakura. I mean, I know Creature's the oldest, but Futaba really has kind of like kept everything in line and kept Creature in order as well as all the others. So it's no wonder Alpha is being the way he is, and why Hifumi is just so jealous. And I feel like Hifumi could still learn a thing or two about what it does mean to be a true big sister for the Yozakuras, and how difficult it is actually going to be. And this is where we get Hifumi actually lamenting the fact that she really does see herself as not being that great of a sister, and she says she wanted to fight for Alpha's sake, but she hasn't done anything for him at all, and she wants to show Alpha all the things she can do, and she wants to see him being a good big sister, and it's just like breaking her mind in the same way that it probably broke Karicho's mind time and time again. And Futaba is just like, Hifumi, you can't sleep, and she's like, No, Auntie Futaba, I've just got one request now. Please fight me. And Alpha is just like, wait, what? At this time of night, in this situation, and yeah, he's just like, again with this Hifumi, it's the middle of the night, you can't. But Futaba's just like at this point, like, yeah, sure, we can go. Bad with words and too earnest for your own good. You're just like Karicho. Yeah, we've all said that. No question holds bar. Hifumi is the mini female Karicho, and being a mini female Karicho, Futaba's gonna have to knock some sense into her knees by not necessarily going hard on her, but at the same time giving her a taste of like, no, this is what it means to truly be a member of this family and truly be a spy to protect members of this family. So you want to do this, you want to experience this, that's fine. Let's but yeah, let's do it somewhere where we can go all out. Come along, I'll help you get changed. I'm sure you have your reasons for doing this. Come at your auntie with everything you've got, okay? Remember what I said, no matter what path you choose, we'll support you. So yeah, Futaba is not going to hold any bars now, and I'm pretty sure even Hifumi's not going to hold any bars, because I guarantee Karicho told Futaba before she entered the building, like maybe off screen before they entered the room, like what type of character Hifumi is, and just the awe that she exhibited. In the last chapter, the awe that she just exhibited. Karicho probably relayed that message instantly to Futaba, just like, hey, our niece is getting the essence of blooming here, and it is scary. So yeah, watch out for her. Knock some sense into her if you have to, but you have to show her, like, if you want to be a part of this mission, you're going to have to really be showcased just how insane it's going to be. And if you feel like you're not up for it, that's fine, but you have to be absolutely 100% sure, because only that way we're going to support you. So yeah, that's the chapter. Not really much to go off here, just like I said, getting reintroduced to Futaba, find out her dynamic with the twins, and find out the twins' dynamic with Futaba. went in a direction that I didn't expect. I mean, I expected Alpha to gravitate more towards some of the other siblings as opposed to Rachel, which is the sibling Hiyofumi gravitates towards, until he decided to harm Alpha psychologically, which made her pissed off at him. But at the same time, I feel like she'll get over that pissed off nature with him and become besties with her uncle once again. Now, what the fight between Hiyofumi and Futaba is going to be like, that's anyone's guess. I feel like she's going to try to use her yo-yo to try and wrap up Futaba and just swing her around, crushing her into things, whereas venting all her frustrations about how much of a awful big sister is, why is she so awesome, and then Futaba's probably just going to use like one of her techniques to just blast her niece into a sea, kind of the same way that she did to Ai when she was doing that special training with Ai, where she just blasted her into a wall. And I was just like, again, I feel like we're going to get something similar to that as well. But Hiyofumi is probably going to be like lamented of just like, am I worthy to be part of this mission? And Futaba's going to probably give her some advice, but also give her some notion of just like, hey, have you really considered what Alpha actually wants, and if he wants you to be as daunting as you have been? That's probably going to be the lesson that Hiyofumi is going to have to learn from Futaba. And also, but at the same time, I feel like Alpha is going to have to learn something from one of the other siblings, like maybe like Keigo, to stop being so shy and just be more expressive of himself. He's probably going to have to learn that from Keigo when we get to Keigo. But for now, focusing on Futaba. Now, in terms of how long we're going to spend on just Futaba alone, because this is kind of interesting, because this is the first time in the series that we've spent no time with Taiyo at all. Like, this is probably like, and I had to really look back on this, but I think this is the first chapter where Taiyo is completely absent in any capacity. Like, he doesn't show up, which kind of rare for Shonen Jump in some days, where it's like they kind of get scared of not including the main character for a while. But I feel like in this case, yeah, I'm gonna give it like, we're going to spend like 2 chapters with Futaba, so this chapter and the next chapter. Then the next chapter after that, we're going to have Shinzo be interested at the end, spend 3 chapters with him before we get to Shion. So I feel like we're going to be here for like about a good 12-15 chapters, just reintroducing the siblings and training up the twins as well. So that remains to be seen. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.